Hey guys! Welcome to Turkish series stars. All the details are in our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video before we dive in. Thank you so much. The entertainment world is buzzing with a claim that has everyone talking. Whispers say that actress Yağmur Yüksel has accepted a marriage proposal from musician-actor Barış Baktaş, the man she's been quietly linked to for some time. And some insiders suggest that the timing of this decision carries the shadow of past disagreements and unresolved questions from a previous chapter that once put Yağmur and a certain co-star in the same sentence, even though nothing concrete ever came of it. People close to the set have long said that Yağmur prefers to guard her private life carefully, keeping the focus on her work and avoiding headlines that turn every glance into a saga. Yet, according to those same voices, recent emotional turbulence pushed her toward a decision she once would have postponed. Those who saw her during that wavering period describe a woman trying to shut the door on ambiguity. Friends say she confided simple, firm words that cut through the fog. "I don't want any more uncertainty." Around that time, attention began to turn toward Barış Baktaş and the way he seemed to be showing up for her with quiet consistency. The gossip corridors hummed with the detail that they had crossed paths at gatherings of mutual friends for years, exchanging nods and easy conversations that grew warmer over time. That long familiarity, people say, laid a foundation that felt safe. They spoke the same language when they talked about work, late nights, early calls, and the restless drive that keeps artists moving. What stood out most, according to those who claimed to know, was Barış's balance. A calm presence paired with a determined heart. That combination, repeated over weeks and months, settled Yağmur's doubts in ways grand gestures never could. Then came the turn no one expected. Rumors claim that Barış proposed to Yağmur in a setting that was anything but flashy. Not a ballroom, not a choreographed spectacle, just a small, heartfelt moment that felt like them. A friend who allegedly heard the story secondhand said the simplicity of it pierced right through her hesitation. It was whispered that she didn't stall or ask for time. She simply said yes. The tabloids wasted no time framing that yes against the haze of her previous uncertainties. Some insisted it was a response to a long stretch of emotional limbo that had trailed her like a shadow, hinting at an era when her name and a certain actor's were often mentioned together without ever crossing into clarity. Others pushed back on that narrative, calling it not defiance but a woman choosing her own peace. Either way, no official statements have been made by the couple, and anyone looking for a neatly packaged announcement has found only silence, and a few telling smiles. Still, the clues keep stacking up. On set, colleagues say Yağmur appears strikingly composed. One comment, passed along more than once, described her as very calm, in a way that seemed to come from deep within rather than a surface pose. For his part, when confronted by microphones and pointed questions, Barış has played a playful game of dodge. He grins, he shrugs, he offers sentences that sound like answers but are really doors he refuses to open. And yet those half-answers have only made the rumors louder. The industry is holding its breath for a clear statement from them both. Are they engaged, or is this the latest in a long line of stories that burn bright and fade out? No one can say with certainty. But one thing is clear, whatever is going on between Yağmur Yüksel and Barış Baktaş has captured the public imagination, and it doesn't look like that attention will disappear anytime soon. There's another layer, too. People close to Yağmur insist that this twist in her love life has nudged her professional choices into sharper focus. In quiet conversations, she's said to have drawn boundaries between the turbulence of the heart and the clarity she demands in her work. She wants to move forward with intention, to let the noise fall away. Insiders claim that what impressed her was the way Barış didn't hesitate. He didn't stall or complicate what he felt. He knew what he wanted, and in showing that, he made her feel genuinely valued. While that narrative gathered steam, the figure from her past, the one whose name was once spoken alongside hers, hasn't said a word. He posts instead photographs without captions. Lines that feel like lyrics. Quotes about patience and watching from afar. gossip writers have pounced on those posts as if they were breadcrumbs, guessing at meanings and framing them as veiled messages. The steady absence of any direct comment has earned him a new label in the press, the observer in the distance. Some columnists argue that Yağmur, in embracing a sudden decision, is closing the book on old hurts and questions that never got answers. Others claim the timing of a proposal, if it happened, sends a subtle signal to the past, she's moving forward. Meanwhile, friends in Barış's circle are said to be nodding knowingly. They insist he's not one for on-again, off-again stories. When he commits, he means it. One confidant allegedly quoted him as describing what he discovered with Yağmur as a peace I hadn't felt in a long time, and there's buzz that they've already started whispering about dates and ideas for a ceremony. Would it be small and private, or would there be fireworks and surprises? Speculation multiplies by the hour. Old interview clips with Yağmur have resurfaced as if they were prophecies. In one often circulated segment, she says, "Sincerity is what makes me feel most secure in life." Her fans cling to that sentence like a compass for understanding her choices now. The consensus in those circles is that she's done with drama that leaves her exhausted. She wants tenderness, not a plot twist every week. In that light, each new rumor seems to reinforce the central story, that she accepted a proposal not for spectacle but for serenity. Naturally, everyone's eyes have drifted to her social media. Lately, the feed has featured a curated harmony, songs that lean romantic, photos where her smile looks unforced, and, most commented on of all, a picture that may or may not show a ring. A caption that reads, "Life sometimes requires brave decisions," lit up the comment sections like a flare. There's no explicit confirmation, but the combination of calm expression and revitalized energy has the rumor mill whirring overtime. Quietly, a parallel arc appears to be unfolding for Barış. Fans at his shows have noticed a shift toward love-forward setlists, with softer segues and unexpectedly tender introductions. Between songs, he's been pausing to say things like "good things are happening to me in life," then retreating into music before anyone can pry. People who claim to belong to his inner circle frame this relationship not only as romance but as ballast. They say it steadies him. The loudest debate now centers on motive. Did Yağmur make a choice sharpened by stubbornness, or did she choose what felt right after carrying disappointments for too long? The camps are split. Some insist that the old uncertainty drained her reserves, pushing her to demand clarity. Others frame the moment as her emotional maturity blossoming into action. When watchers pull up past interviews, they land again and again on one sentiment: "I want someone who will support me and not abandon me." Those words, repeated in headlines and captions, now read like a vow she made to herself. As the talk spirals, the silent figure from before continues to be, well, silent. No denials, no confirmations, just that curated distance. People try to translate an absence into meaning. Some say he's accepted the tide and chosen to keep his head down. Some claim it's a strategy, a decision to let time do the talking. Rumors whisper that those closest to him have urged him not to escalate the spectacle, to focus on work and leave the rest untouched. Meanwhile, set life for Yağmur reportedly feels lighter. The kind of lighter that happens when a person stops asking questions whose answers never arrive. Crew members describe her as present, grounded. They say she laughs more between takes, that she takes her tea a little slower, as if she wants to taste it. Friends share that she's carving out real rest between projects, not scrolling through the noise that used to keep her awake. They say sincerity is no longer just a word on a page for her, it's a habit. As for Barış, stories from the studio echo the same transformation. His collaborators mention a focus sharpened by comfort. The tracks he's drawn to lately tilt toward intimacy. In the booth, he's more patient. He's said to linger on vocal takes that carry feeling rather than aiming for perfection in the way he used to. They describe it as an artist stepping into the quiet and letting the quiet guide him. None of this is a press release, of course. It's just what people say. But sometimes what people say paints a truer picture than a scripted announcement ever could. If an engagement has indeed taken place, the question of how they'll mark it hangs in the air. Will they slip away and exchange vows with a handful of witnesses, or will they allow fans a peek into a joy they've guarded so carefully? The guesses multiply because guessing is what this world does best. What remains constant is the thread that weaves through every version of the story. A woman who chose clarity, a man who offered steadiness, and a promise, real or rumored, that the future can be softer than the past. Of course, there are still those who think that timing is everything and that timing speaks. They point to the shift in tone on both of their pages, to how the songs and captions seem to bend toward the same light. They note the way red carpet photos capture a steadier gaze, how interviews leave fewer openings for misinterpretation. It's the silence between the words, one commentator wrote. That's where the truth lives. Maybe that's why so many listeners, readers, watchers feel tethered to this story. It mirrors something familiar, the longing to be met where we are, without theatrics. It's not the fireworks that linger, it's the hand you can trust when the noise fades. Whether the proposal happened exactly as whispered or in a slightly different way, the sensation it leaves behind is the same. It's the sense that two people found a shared rhythm after too much static. If you ask around, you'll hear that the couple has already shared their joy with a trusted inner circle. A small dinner. A toast that felt like a secret. Phones turned face down as a courtesy. That's how the story goes. Whether all of it is true hardly matters to the army of fans who've decided to believe. In a moment when life feels hurried and uncertain, believing in a quiet yes becomes its own kind of comfort. And so the spotlight holds steady. Every public appearance invites 1,000 frames. Every coy smile fuels another headline. It's an odd paradox for two people who, by all accounts, value their peace. But perhaps this is how it has to be for now, a bright light outside and a softer one within, each playing its part as the days move forward. The waiting continues, the whispers do their work, and the city hums as if it knows something good is forming just out of view. We've reached the end of our video, but this story is far from over. The entertainment world is still listening for any word from Yağmur, Yüksel and Barış Baktaş, and until that word arrives, the questions will keep circling. Are the rumors real, or are they just another mirage glimmering on the road between projects, premieres, and half-answers? Time will sort truth from echo. Until then, keep your eyes on the small details. An offhand remark that feels too warm, a melody that ends with a smile, a photograph that leaves just enough unsaid. Sometimes, those quiet signs speak the loudest of all. Thank you for watching Turkish series Stars. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share it. See you in the next one.